When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
Welcome everyone to the Tech4Troops Pocono 200 with the IWM Broadcast Network, bringing it to you here live tonight. I'm Rick Souza, joined here in the booth by my co-host John DeRudris, and welcome to Long Pond, Pennsylvania.
Rick, it's going to be a good race. It's going to be a great one here at the Tricky Triangle, and no corner is the same as the rest. As you know, this track is very dynamic, and it takes a lot of skill, precision, and rhythm to master all three of these tricky corners here at Pocono. Qualifying underway right now. It looks like currently, as it stands, to 21 of Ogden has the top spot, our winner last week, but only 2 out of a solid 18 to 20 car field is still in play here. So a lot of drivers yet to qualify, but Rick, this man got it done last week to push his way into the next round, to the round of 8.
Sure did. And speaking of that round of 8, let's bring up those. Well, let's all right. Let's look at that round of 8. So point standings after Michigan: Hermas Castro is in the first place, Ian Ogden in second, Alonzo King in third, Joey Doucette in fourth, Harley Barletta in fifth, Ryan Pittman is in 6th, Andrew Serwick is in 7th, and Ty Bostic rounds out your round of 8 drivers for tonight.
Yep, winning a race, which Castro and Ian Ogden did, provided them with 5 extra bonus points going into the next round. That is relevant for each round of the playoffs, for round 1 and round 2. So where the last race is going to be every man for himself. Whoever wins or finishes in the top spot is going to win the championship. But going in from round 1 to round 2, those points are going to play a massive role into where these guys need to kind of shape up and, where they want to finish. So, it's only an 11-point gap between first and 8th, which means that could be somebody having a good day and somebody having a really bad day. So don't count out Ty Bostic or Surwick or even Pittman to get it done. You know, one bad move by some of these front runners, one mistake could cost them a chance at first to last in the championship standings. So let's see. What else do we have going on here tonight? It looks like we got a minute left of qualifying, Rick. So
yeah, not much time left.
Mainly made their way. Ian Ogden up at the top of the board.
Yeah, just trying to bring up for everybody else benefit, beyond that round of 8, there are still a number of drivers still actively out here competing. And so your favorite driver may be there. He may not be in that round of 8, but, beyond that, you've got, Barletta, you've got Marco Berube, Chris Howell, Mike Slager, David Watts, Bullard, Woodrum, Ledger. All those guys are still actively out here racing. And, they're not in it for the playoffs, but they're still out here competing, and that's great to see.
Correct. They are. So we'll see what happens as the round of 8 starts off tonight here at Pocono. First race of the round of 8, rather. It's going to be a fun one. Let's bring up tonight's track facts really quick while we have some time before the grid starts up. We're going to be getting a fun race here tonight for the Pocono 200. Long run speed, it's going to be important. That's one of my keys. I think if you're able to save your tires and have the long run speed, you will win. Also, corner entry, talk about that really quick. So you have to master these corner entries. It's tempting to drive it in there really, really deep and kind of let the car drift and come back down, but corner entry, pushing it too hard is going to wear out those tires in third. I think track position is going to be a major role into where you finish the race tonight. You can pass people here at Pocono if you get a run. I would not recommend passing in corners because they are treacherous because all 3 of them are different. But you never know who can make it out. I think experience is going to pay off tonight. Whoever has the best long-run car, who can mess with the corners and has track position at the end of the race will be the top spot for tonight's Tech4Troops Pocono 200. Rick, let's bring up the starting lineup here for tonight's event. Looks like everybody is getting ready to get loaded in.
All right, starting lineup is right there. Ryan Pittman is your pole sitter for tonight. On his outside, Ian Ogden in that 21. Joey Doucette in third with the number 11. And on the outside, Harley Barletta in the 81. Ryan Pittman is completely surrounded by those 11-11 drivers. Ty Bostic is in 5th. William Mann Jr. in 6th. Brad Previtt in 7th. Sean Schupman in 8th. Zachary Allen in 9th. And Evan Amick in 10th.
Starting in 11th place out of Owl's Nest Racing, you got Marco Berube to his outside. Andrew Surwick for Apollo Racing Club in 13th. Another ONR driver, Hermas Castro, with Elliott Swope to his outside. Not really Elliott Swope. It's probably going to be Luke Bullard to his outside. Pete Woodrum starting there, technically in 15th. Luke Bullard is out there to the outside. Michael Carpenter not in this race, but Jeff Nini is, and so is David Watts, Austin Armstrong, and Thomas Thompson, rounding out the top 19 cars. Carpenter and Swope, that are race control individuals for tonight's Pocono 200.
So the interesting story is that Alonzo King did not make it to the race tonight.
That is big. That is huge. You saw Marco Berube not make it for the first 2 races. Mike Sladker, rather, and he had to win to get in last week, and that didn't really play out in his favor. So it's going to be tough. Alonso's a good driver. I'm confident he can get it done, but he's going to have an upward battle going from here on out to even make it into the final round of the championship race. So we'll see what happens as the night unfolds. But yes, you were right. Alonzo King is not in the session.
Well, we go from Pocono here and off to Dover and on to Homestead. Those are the final 2 rounds, final 2 races in the round of 8. And then we'll finish with our finale at Charlotte.
I think Dover could be a good race for Alonzo King. He's won at Richmond earlier in the year, which means that he's going to be strong on short track. So Alonzo King, even though he's not here tonight, it's not ideal, but he may be able to get some points next week that'll carry him over into the top 4. But Rick, we are going to make our way around turn 3 right now. Ryan Pittman at the point. All those yellow banners at the top means those are all playoff drivers. Playoff drivers, 1st through 5th. Here we go.
Pace car is dropping off.
Pocono 200.
Call it, John.
And we're off. Green flag racing here tonight at Pocono. The 08 in the round of 8 is taking the P1 position as they all go down into the tricky, treacherous turn 1.
Yeah, turn 1 always seems to bite me. I struggle with that. Corner entry, getting it right, and then getting off. It's so easy to overdrive this corner.
It sure is, because it almost feels like your car can stick, and all of a sudden it just drifts up, and you're seeing some of these guys drift up early here, coming out of turn 2. As we have Barletta looking to the inside of Ian Ogden there, going into turn 3, successfully completes that pass to move Harley Barletta up to the point. But Ryan Pittman is going to lead lap 1 here tonight, giving him 1 extra bonus point for the playoffs. Always a good sign. Field basically single file going down into turn 1 again. And, this may seem like a long race, but if it's green flag laps, not seeing many incidents, this race actually can seem like it goes by fairly quickly.
Yeah, well,
2.5 miles.
Yeah, I mean, there's a great opportunity for guys to work on their strategy and not so much about, having to compete, right there door to door. If they can focus on fuel mileage and tires, you could come from behind and be successful here at Pocono.
You sure can. That's why I think track position is going to be key. I estimate that a fuel run is anywhere between 22 to 25 laps. So we'll see more than likely 3, if not 3, more than 3 pit stops for sure for tonight's race, based off of our calculations here up in the booth. But right now, as it stands, Pittman at the point up there in first, Barletta in second, Ogden in third, Doucette in fourth. William Mann Jr. rounds out your top 5 as everybody slings it off turn 2, or turn 1 rather.
Well, why don't we take this time to kind of bring up the race info while they're completing their second lap here. So it's a pretty warm day. That track temperature is 105 today at Pocono. Air temp is around 73. Weather's kind of partly cloudy. A little bit humidity, 34%, but not a bad day here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. They've got 80 laps tonight, 60% fuel, 1 fast repair, and 4 sets of tires.
Really, everybody kind of minding their P's and Q's, really keeping their cars going in the right direction. With my luck and the broadcaster's curse, you may see somebody spin out soon. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully not. But the way it goes, we've been calling all incidents. We've been able to catch them all on video here. So hopefully nothing happens to the first top 4. As we see,
there we go.
81 go to the bottom. That's Harley Barletta going to the inside of the 08 of Pittman going into turn 3. Can Pittman stay up there on the high side? He's going to try. He's going to have a slight run coming off the corner. Here we go. Race to the line. Barletta gets there and retains the point, but here comes his AJM teammates in the train. Watch out. Once they get rolling, they can't get stopped. As Pittman is now under attack again. A dangerous place to pass here in turn 2. Made after the turns at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Well, Ryan's just giving up that, he's comfortable with what he's got. He's not going to pressure too much, it looks like. He's just saying, hey, if you want to go low and burn up your tires a little bit, that's on you.
Yep, be my guest. I got my bonus point for leading the lap. I'll just let y'all have your fun. I know what my car can do. What can yours? So as we see right now, you have the 11 of Joey Doucette looking at the inside of the 08 machine, going into turn 1 again.
Yeah, Ryan's happy to kind of cycle back a little
bit.
bit.
Yep. That was a close battle coming off of turn 1.
Still going on. He's got Doucette behind him. William Mann Jr. right there. Ty Bostic, Sean Shupin.
You know, if it was me out here, how I like to run, there's the 11 going to the bottom side of the 08. How I like to run turn 2 is really getting out of the gas early and drifting that car down so you can get such a launch off of really the turn to corner exit to get as much speed carried down that technically third straightaway, or I guess second straightaway, to carry into turn 3. That's how I like to run that, and we'll see if some drivers try to do that tonight. Here we go. They're coming off of turn 1 right now. Nose to tail. Have some bump drafting going on.
Yep, and you've got William Mann Jr. back there. He's kind of an affiliate with that 11-11 team, so not surprised to see him up there as well.
The 11 still battling the 08. Here comes the 29. Oh, close.
Super close.
Oh, that was really close. 08 in the wall. Now comes Ty Bostic around the 08 machine. Yeah,
Ryan's
may be taking it easy.
Yeah, he's sitting back here in 6th. He got his points for leading, and it's a long race, so we'll see how it goes.
It sure is.
All right, we'll jump back up to Mr. Barletta, kind of get a feel for he's jumped over to nearly over half a second gap between himself and his teammates.
For sure. And one guy that I'm watching right now, specifically, is Hermes Castro, one of the biggest movers on the night. He is up 4 positions already from 13th up to 9th. Outside of him, biggest mover is actually the guy in front of him too, Marco Berube, his teammate, up 3 positions. So the ONR guys are already making a move up to the front, and we've seen Hermes do this before, start in the back and just make his way up to the front later in the run. And he's only 3.8 seconds back right now. So we'll see, 3.84 seconds back. We'll see what he's able to do as this race progresses.
Yeah, this is going to be just one of those races where I think the field is just going to, over time, just spread out. It's a tough track if you haven't driven it a lot, and it's easy to lose time.
It is, but I think it's one of the most. The track is so fun. I mean, obviously it has one of the longest straightaways in NASCAR, but each corner is different, which makes it fun. It's not like a quarter mile or a mile and a half. Not quarter mile. Mile and a half. I guess we technically go to a quarter mile consider the Coliseum. But it's not like your Bristol. It's not like a mile and a half you typically go to. There is not another track on the circuit that's like Pocono. I guess a track that is slightly closely related to it, with 2 corners that are nowhere near the same. I guess you would say Darlington. But even then, Pocono is so unique. It's such a driver's track because you have to know every single corner to an absolute T, because you have to drive every single corner very differently. So here we go, going through the field. Ty Bostic there in that Pepsi scheme. It looks like Yoda on the front of that, throwing that back to Jeff Gordon. there he's looking for a good run, running up there right now in P5.
Sean Schubin. Yeah, he's in 6th.
Yeah, he is such a strong contender and barely was out of the points going in the round of 8. He was on that last cutoff spot in 9th position. Unfortunate for Sean. But as we move our way back through the field, there's Pittman again, trying to just stay with the back of the pack, not pushing it too hard early on, and that's what you got to do. And
especially,
I expect to see him back up there.
Well, especially if you're preserving tires, you've got to do something.
Oh, sure, and also he's saving a lot of gas right now, if you think about it. Being in the toe of these drivers, he may be able to save a good lap and a half if he's able to tow in behind these guys on every straightaway, so we'll see what happens. Now, there's Hermes Castro cutting down to 3.4 seconds, got around his teammate Berube there for P7, or P8 rather. We'll see what happens with the 25 machine, your current point leader.
That's Marco sitting in 9th. Then you've got Luke Bullard back here in, that's 10th right there. Andrew Surwick, another playoff driver, currently sitting back here in 11th. In that 43. He's run that paint pretty much all season.
He has.
Behind him, the 24 of Zachary Allen in Southern E Motorsports and running a Tech4Troops paint scheme for tonight. You know, I'd be remiss in if we didn't say things that, you know, we're here on lap 13, and we've been pretty clean.
Yeah. I would have to second that. We haven't seen too much action as we actually see 3 wide going into turn 2 right now. Oh, it failed. It was close. It was between William Mann Jr. and the 37 and the 22. Very close racing for all 3 of those guys. As soon as you said that, Rick, I saw it in the other screen. I saw 3 wide. I was like, uh-oh. I was like, here we go. Yeah, 3 wide does not work unless you're going down the front stretch and somebody has to give going into turn 1. So.
Well, Alonzo King just noted that, just sent us a text and said, darn computer issues. Well, that's unfortunate. You will be missed. So.
Well, hopefully next week it clears itself up and we're able to see Mr. King back out here. I mean, he's a great driver and good at short tracks. So, guys, if you're watching the replay of this, beware of Alonzo King next week. That's all I gotta say. He is good. So we'll see what happens as we see some passing going on right now. There's the 29, the 08, and the 37 all battling for position. Freddie Durstock sent a checkered flag out there. What's up, Fred? Glad to see you tuning into the stream.
Yeah, Sean Schubin got his way around William Mann Jr.'s, moved himself up to 5th place.
Yes, he did. Moving his way up the field.
Folks, we're kind of making our way through the field and keeping up with what's going on here. And, it is a birthday today. Donna Tedder has put out on our YouTube channel that Zachary Allen's birthday is today.
Well, happy birthday, Mr. Allen. Giving you a shout out going 3 wide. There you go. Let's hope he survives that.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Go.
Yep. And just like that, he's in a little bit of a pack between Mr. Berube and Andrew Surwick. All right, David Watts is our first taker. He is in on pit road.
He is, and it's a very interesting strategy if that's actually what he was going for. Because technically he's short pitting the field. If you make it 25, or let's say 22 laps on a tank of gas, and you go 44, then you go 66, you know, he's pitting with basically 2 laps to good, 16 laps in. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. See if he's able to do anything here.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's, you know, and frankly, you know, it may just come down to, Pete Woodrum is now in. It may just come down to tire wear. You know, Pocono just is like a cheese grater to these tires, and
Yep.
and you know what? If you're not saving that right front, it's gonna push like a dump truck, and your best bet is to go in and get tires.
For sure. Yeah, I completely agree with that. That is correct. And, you know, we may be seeing the effects of that here already.
Well, with 17 laps in out of our scheduled 80, it's been relatively clean, and with 64 laps to go, we should begin to see some of these guys in the next 10 laps. Maybe 8 laps here for their first pit stop, and so far we've got all green.
We have. Out front, Joey Doucette, followed by his teammate Ian Ogden, winner last week. Ty Bostic now sliding up to P3. Oh, 25 is going low. Top 8 separated by under 2 seconds. Here comes Hermes Castro up to P6. Got Barletta in 4th, Shootman in 5th. All battling for position right now.
You know, we may not have that many cautions tonight, but I'm sure we're going to probably take an opportunity to fill in some of this time with some track facts. So feel free to chime in if you think that's an important thing to bring up, especially when it comes to this. It's a very unique track here for NASCAR. They've been coming here for a while, and some drivers love it. Some drivers despise it.
Oh, absolutely. Some drivers just cannot stand Pocono because it just doesn't suit their driving style, rather. But as we see right now, it's definitely suiting the style of Ty Bostic going up, challenging Ian Ogden for P2. See what he's able to do. Let's see. If we get to lap 25, I may throw in a little bit of a track fact. Oh, Joey Doucette, I think, hit the wall there, Rick.
Didn't see any contact come up, but I wouldn't doubt it. You're getting to the point now with 20 laps in, they're experiencing definitely some tire wear.
Yeah, he may have gotten just a little bit loose and had to get out of it, but here we go. Here comes the 22 to the back bumper of the 11. Will the 22 make a move down to the turn 1? He does. Will it work? Will it stick?
We're watching. He made it work.
11's loose already. Yep, new leader, Ty Bostic in that 22 machine. Out front with Yoda on his hood. He definitely has the force with him tonight. And that's what I was curious about. You know, who's going to lay off early on and, you know, just let the car come to them, and who can show up at the end? I think long-run strategy is going to be big. And right now, the 22 and the 25 both look like they are some of the biggest movers of the race.
Oh, they're pitting.
And here comes everybody down pit road. That's team orders right there, Rick.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Ryan Pittman was like, hey, I'll join you guys.
So, yeah, Pittman and Shootman, yeah, yep. So, Doucette, Barletta, Ogden, Shootman, and Pittman all on pit road, joining Allen, Berube, and Amick also on pit road. So about half the field now is currently on pit road at lap 21. Levin is first off.
we go. Just kind of like how they come off, except Pittman got around the 37.
So you've got William Mann Jr., Bostic, Hermas Castro, and Luke Bullard. They're now on pit road.
So we'll see where this cycles everybody out as this event goes on.
So that puts William Mann Jr. currently right now on top of the leaderboard. Who has? So the last three drivers are in now. That was Andrew Surwick, Jeff Nene, Brad Previtt. They are currently on pit road. William Mann Jr. has not pitted.
You know, he may be playing the long run here. He may be playing, see how long I can stay out and maybe get a little bit more life out of the long run speed here. I mean, it was 22 to 25 laps. Everybody coming in roughly around 21. So we'll see when he comes down pit road. He's definitely going to be off the pace.
Oh, yeah, his last lap was a 56.97. I mean, he is. I keep expecting him to turn in. I would expect him to be turning in now.
Maybe, possibly, maybe not. Nope. Yep, he is. There he comes. The leader of the nice race, the 22. About the 29 of William Mann Jr. making his way down pit road.
All right, that'll be the last driver who has to pit. The other two, Pete Woodrum pitted on lap 16 and David Watts on lap 15. Everybody else was around lap 20, lap 21, with the exception of William Mann Jr., who pits on lap 24. Now, if you do the math, does it help you? Can he get in and make it with two more stops? I don't know. I mean, 24 just gets you short.
Yep, 24, 48, 72. My guess is what he's trying to do is he is trying to make that last run as short as possible so he could go and push as hard as he can. Because, you know, if you pit on lap 21, let's say you have to pit on lap 21, which a lot of the folks did. Pit on 21, pit on 42, pit on 63. But if you can bump that up just a little bit by 3 laps to 24, that is pit on 24, 48 instead of 42, and then 72 instead of 63. So it can help you out on the long run. So we'll see if he's able to do anything with it, Rick.
My concern is on that last bit where you're going to pit so close to 8 laps to finish, you're going to be running laps of 50, 56 when these guys right now are running laps of 54.
Yeah, I mean, it's that, and will you have enough time to be able to do it? You know, will you have enough time to be able to finish the job? That's the big question. So we'll have to see. Unless
he's hoping for a caution. Now, a caution changes everything. Because if he's going around during a caution, you know, potentially he could turn off that car, save fuel, and try to find a way.
Could. Yes, he could. It all plays out here as we are now to be 26 laps complete of tonight's scheduled 80. So we hit past lap 25, so I'm going to throw somebody a track fact. It's not going to be a question because it's not a caution.
Hold on to that. We're going to run a quick commercial break. You're not going to miss anything. We will go side by side. Just stay tuned. Hang out 1 second. Hold that track fact.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. but it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Tech4Troops Pocono 200. This is our first race in the round of 8. We are 27 laps in, caution-free. We've got some great battles on track, and we're doing our best to highlight those. We thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast for the Tech4Troops Cup Series, and we are actually joined here in the booth by Jason with Tech4Troops. Jason, are you there? Can you hear me?
Of course. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Can you hear me?
We can hear you just fine, just fine.
Perfect. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. We're doing the Scheme Skirmish on the Speedway yet again. There's a lot of good contenders out there. This has been a really clean race. It's going by faster than I thought it would. As they call it, the tricky triangle. I was expecting a little more time.
Well,
anyway,
you know
that very quick.
it kind of lends itself. You know, it's one of the longest tracks that NASCAR goes to. So having that length of 2.5 miles, and the fact that it's 21 competitors out there competing tonight. It does lend itself to long green flag runs, just like this.
Absolutely. I wanted to speak on a larger note for just a second. Tech4Troops is going down to Camp Lejeune. I'll be there on Friday at a symposium for the Wounded Warrior Battalion, and part of what we do is this. So I'm going to be showing off some of the clips of the races and just everything you guys have been doing over the season, because I think it's been an awesome collaboration, and just I think we've been knocking it out of the park. Not to pat myself on the back too hard, or pat you guys as well. So I'm just thrilled to have our impressive catalog so far to go down and show these vets that, hey, look at some of the stuff that you can do, and alternatives, the ways you can reach out, just be with other vets and initiate that healing process.
No, that's a fabulous story. We wish you all the luck with that. You know, coming out of North Carolina really is, some of the home of NASCAR in many ways. We've got some great tracks that are not far from Camp Lejeune, whether that's short tracks or Rockingham and Darlington and some of the classic tracks. And heck, you're only a couple hours away from Charlotte as well. So yeah, we think that's awesome, and we're very proud to be here representing Tech4Troops as our sponsor for this series. And we know that Tech4Troops has picked up this group for next season. So we're just tickled that we could be a part of this.
I'm thrilled as well, and I'll be making my choice by the end of the race. So as I have some more time to process, who knows who the winner is going to be this week. I'll check in with you guys later. Sounds great. All right. Thank you very much. That's Jason Parker with Tech4Troops. Well, not to ignore the action on the track, but we've got a tight battle up front here, John. Barletta, Doucette, Castro, and Ogden are nose to tail here at the 50-lap mark. 50 laps to go, 31 in the books. And Castro is continuing to take that high line through these corners.
No surprise. We know Castro to do that. And, he pushes the bubble and he gets it done. So he's all the way up to P2. He's the biggest mover for tonight's race, all the way up from 13th. We'll see what he's able to do. Trying to get around Ian Ogden for P1. Here he goes. Down into turn 3. Can that 25 make it stick? I believe he can.
Heck of a run.
Leader on the track. Hermes Castro, your current point leader, showing you how to get it done 31 laps in. And Rick got a little bit of a track fact. So did you know that the first race that happened here at Pocono happened in 1968. It actually did not happen on the super speedway. It happened on the 3/4 mile track. So that was the first ever race here at Pocono.
Interesting. Good facts. And the good fact to take away from this is Hermas Castro Next Gen Highline. That is 1, 2, 3 in my book.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
I've never seen anybody run that Highline. He is
so unique. It's so unique.
Yeah, he is wicked fast up there. So. That was a cool move.
Here he goes again. I mean, it's just so impressive.
He's got a little bit of nose damage on that right side. Not much, but he may have had a little bit of contact with that safer barrier. But it's not affecting him whatsoever.
Not at all.
So Pete Woodrum is on pit road. That's about right for Pete. I think he came in on lap 16, so looks like he is not able to hold those tires together as well, I'm guessing. I would be I would be right there, Pete, with you. Yeah,
it
Michael
definitely is a driver's track.
Yep. Yeah, Hermas has found that secret to turn 1.
He sure has. It's just, I've never seen anybody do it before. I mean, not even in actual cup racing. So it's wild to watch, but he can get it done. So.
How many wins does Hermas have this season?
I believe he has 4.
Yeah, I just noticed his paint scheme, and I believe he's got those 4 checkered flags after his name on the on his car. Go for it.
Why not? I mean, you gotta show it off. He's been one of the best this season. I'll confirm on that 4 here in a second.
Well, he's pulled out to just over a full second lead over the second place of Barletta, Doucette, and Ogden.
Yep, 4 wins. In 17 starts, he has 4 wins, 12 top 5s, and 15 top 10s.
That's impressive.
That is.
All right, we are closing in on our scheduled second round of pit stops. We expect those around lap 42, somewhere in that area. We may see some sooner. We may see some later. We do know that William Mann Jr. was able to stretch out his fuel stop a little farther. But again, we have been green. This is lap 36 of 80, and we have run green flag all the way.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
All right, let's take you down through the running order. We're watching, this is Hermas Castro. He's currently in first behind Hermas. Behind him is 81 of Barletta. He's got Joey Doucette behind him. Sean Shipman now picks up that 4th spot. He's maintained that. Behind Sean, we got Ryan King getting under the 21 of Ogden. And I think the 21 of Ogden is experimenting with the Hermas Castro way around turn 1. Behind Ian Ogden is the 22 of Ty Bostic. He is currently showing in 7th place. A little further back, that's William Mann Jr. That is in 8th. Luke Bullard is currently showing in 9th. And the birthday boy, Zach Allen, is in 10th. We'll pick up the 11th slot. That's Andrew Serwick. Marco Berube. Marco's currently showing in 12th. Evan Amick in the 77 is currently showing in 13th. In 14th, Jeff Neely in that 40 Bass Pro Shops. In 15th, Brad Previtt in the 91. Pete Woodrum in the familiar 1 is currently showing in 16th slots. He's got that Top Gun Maverick side paint and his Tech4Troops paint scheme.
Love it.
I think David Watts is currently pulling into pit road. We'll catch David on the way out. And I think David is the last car. And back up front.
He sure is, yep. Already up to a 2.1 second lead on the field with Hermas Castro.
And they just put Brad Previtt a lap down.
Yep, that's something that you may or may not see at Pocono. It just depends on how the tides kind of flow with everything. So we'll see if that trend kind of continues. But it's a long way around this 2.5 mile track to get lapped. Here comes Castro, lap 40. Will we see some pit stops within the next 2 to 3 laps? I think we will, probably starting with those AJM guys.
Absolutely. So while we're here at lap 40, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers to get back in the workforce. We want to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Pocono 200, our first race in the round of 8. And we're picking up David Watts just after his pit stop. And he has a very unique paint scheme on that 54 tonight. We'll come back to that. We've got the AJM guys are currently coming down onto pit road. That's perfect timing. I mean, we're right at 20 laps. Ogden, Doucette, Barletta, Zach Allen, Serwick, Berube all in now, coming onto pit road.
Yep, there they are. 1, 2, 3. Little burnout for the 21 of Ogden as they get off pit road.
We should expect to see Hermas Castro coming down. Sean Shubin, Ryan Pittman are now on. He's hanging out a little bit longer. I'm going to go back to David Watts. I couldn't quite figure out exactly what he was running on that car.
Yeah, let's take a closer look.
It's like he is sponsored, I think, by Angelin Buchanan.
Let's look at that down the front stretch. If you tune into our broadcast, you definitely know who Angelin is, and she has made her way onto the hood of that 54 machine.
And he's got her business on the side.
Can't really tell what it is. Maybe we can get a side shot of the car.
I think it's Artistically Radiant Nails. So let's go and try to get a second shot. Angela, you're going to have to help us out. We'll try to get that sponsorship posted up. ArtisticallyRadiantNails.com. There you go.
What does that say?
Matt Swope,
super fan.
Matt Swope, fan number 1A.
Oh, gotta love it. This is awesome. Angela, if you don't know Angela, she watches every week. She's a great individual to have on board, watches a lot of what we do here on just in IWM and iRacing Warriors Motorsports in general. And one of the owners, Matt Swope, there's your shout out. There's your number one fan on the hood of David Watt's car. Got the sponsorship on there for a business. Gotta love it. Love that. Just fantastic. Just fantastic. Jason Kirker says, "Oh my God, content over." Oh, that's great. That's hilarious. Yep. Oh my goodness.
All right, lap 43, and pretty much everybody. Jeff Nini is still on pit road, but he will be the last driver to come off and complete this second round of stops. I think, well, no, let me take that back. Brad Previtt, he stopped last on 21. He has not made it down to pit road.
See how this shapes out as we are halfway through our 80-lap event here at Pocono.
I got to figure Brad's coming down pit road now. That last lap of his was a 57.66. Nope. He's going to stay out there a little bit longer.
Interesting take there by the 91. Your current leader, Joey Doucette, back up to the point with 37 laps to go. And chasing him is a 25 of Hermes Castro.
Yeah, we'll watch this battle between Joey Doucette and Castro.
Big run.
And we're coming into turn one.
25 takes it high. He definitely does. Let's see what happens here. 25 riding that outside is going to get a massive run coming out of turn one here.
Oh, Doucette closes the door. Tried to shut him down. Great run.
Incredible move. I mean, to get enough speed to clear a car on a straightaway without the car in front of you making a mistake is so difficult to do. And Castro just did that back up front now by over half a second already.
Well, your new leader, Hermes Castro, back up to the front. Looks like he's going to put a lap potentially on that 54 car of David Watts. Doucette is making his way around the 54.
Out of 80 complete.
Yep, we are past the halfway point, folks, and we've got just a green flag run so far. No cautions to speak of tonight. No incidents anywhere, just some great racing.
Yep, absolutely. It's only going to get better. There's the 37 shooting in Ogden in the knee. All right there.
So we'd be remiss if we didn't take this opportunity to thank all of our sponsors. Thank you for joining the broadcast. That includes Tech4Troops, the 1111 Project, U-Haul, and EPI, Elite Performance Industries. We appreciate their assistance and their support. Without them, this broadcast would not happen. So, and you know, for all that this league does for these drivers, that happens to be prize money and driver awards. You know, the sponsors make it happen, so we appreciate that. If you're interested in getting involved for the future series, for the next series, if you're listening, or you know somebody that would like to get involved, get their business on here, we can certainly talk about the eyeballs that the IWM broadcast gets and how valuable that could be. And if you got something that you want to get up and be a part of and get your logo and your business involved, we'd love to hear from you. So
said it better myself. Couldn't have said it better myself. So 31 laps, 32 laps to be exact, to go here in tonight's event, and Castro already making his way out to over a 2-second lead with Doucette and Barletta, the top 3 drivers right now. The next closest playoff driver is going to be the 21 of Ian Ogden and the 22 of Ty Bostic. Here comes the knee down to the bottom side, not racing for position, doesn't press that hard. You have to go back to pit to find the next playoff driver. That's Surwick, and then Pittman, your pole setter, all the way back in 12th.
Well, he had a good run, picked up a point or two for leading the race, and, you know, he's got 30 laps to do something different. But it's going to be hard to run down Hermas Castro and Joey Doucette. Those guys have just really separated themselves by over 5 seconds from Barletta.
Sure has.
Well, we'll go back up. One of the things that we, as broadcasters, you know, when you've got a driver out front who's separated himself by over 3 seconds from the field and who is consistent making his way around the track like Hermas does today, you know, we have to look for other battles that are happening on the track. And while we love to watch the leader go around, there are other stories certainly happening on the track. So if we're not focusing so much about Hermas, that we'll, you know, we're not missing that fact, but we want to definitely key in on other battles that are happening at the same time. So Angelin has joined us. She wants to see David's car. So let's see if we can get one of our cameras to pop back and zoom in on the 54 of David Watts. You are famous. As David makes his way around, and maybe we'll get a better shot. There you go.
I absolutely love it. Paint scheme of the night in my book.
All right, let's go back through the field here one more time. That's Harley. We saw Hermas Castro up front. That's Joey Doucette down there in second behind Joey. Harley Barletta in that 81 behind Barletta. Sean Schupman in the 37. Sean has consistently run up front all night.
He has, and what a great run that he's having. You know, he's a strong driver.
Ian Ogden is back there in fifth. Ty Bostic is in sixth. That's the 3 of Luke Bullard in 7th. Here comes Zachary Allen in the 24. He's in 8th. William Mann Jr. in 9th. And at 29th, and your 10th place driver, also a playoff driver, that's Andrew Serwick in 10th.
With 28 to go, that puts my pit road radar on full attack right now. It looks like we may have pit stops within the next 10 laps for some of these drivers. We'll see what happens as these cars make their way around and the drivers make their way around.
So you got to figure, and Pocono is notorious that if you wind up with a green-white checker, you better have enough fuel, because at 2.5 miles per lap, you can't make it on fumes.
Oh no, you gotta treat it like a super speedway. You definitely have to treat it like a super speedway. So you have to have enough fuel in the tank for that. So hopefully, if it does come to that, we do have enough fuel in the tank for all these drivers. But we shall see.
So that means if you pitted last on lap 40, which is a good bit of what these drivers have done, then you would think lap 60 is your next mark, and you would be on fumes if at that point on lap 80. So I'm guessing they're going to try and stretch this out a little bit. Lap 40. Now Hermas Castro, he pitted last on lap 42, so I think he's kind of got this down. So there's certainly one more stop. Probably lap 60, lap 62.
Should be seeing some pit stops coming here within the next 5 or so laps, 5 to 6 laps towards the front of that 60 lap mark. And we saw William Mann Jr. go 24 laps, so we'll see what happens. We may see somebody try to stick it out for as long as they can, but only time will tell. 25 laps to go. Hermas Castro back up front, 5.5 second lead over Joey Doucette, your regular season point champion.
Yeah, really, that battle is going to be back there between Doucette, Barletta, and Schutman, and figure out how they're going to make it around. Why don't we go ahead and take our next commercial break a bit early? That way we'll be there for lap 60 and pick up on those pit stops. Stay tuned, folks. It's a short one, and we'll be side by side again.
When veterans get out of the military, a lot of them don't know how to translate their skill sets into the civilian world, and they lapse into poverty or into homelessness. But it can be easier with the right support. At Tech4Troops, our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce. We want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
Hello, my name is Amanda, and I support Tech4Troops.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Pocono 200 round of 8, 24 laps to go. We've had great green flag racing here for 56 laps. Clean and green all the way, and we are being shown how to get around Pocono by Hermas Castro. He has got nearly a 6.5 second lead over second place Doucette, and that battle for second, third, and fourth between Doucette, Schutman, and Barletta is what we're focusing on. Schutman has made his way around Barletta and now is focusing on Doucette, trying to get to P2. We've all learned a new way around Pocono here with that running of the high line through turn 1. That certainly has been a huge advantage brought to us by, who would have guessed it, Hermas Castro. And Sean Shootman right now is taking over P2.
Yep, it looks like a big cloud has formed over the track, Rick. The cars have kind of gotten a little bit dark, so track conditions have changed slightly.
Yeah, we saw it was partly cloudy. Of course, this track is so large, you'll go over an area that is covered by a cloud in one side, and you'll see shadows and bright sun on another part. All right, 22 laps to go. We should start seeing pit stops. I've got Ryan Pittman was already in for his final pit stop.
He is, and Bobby Gibson says, y'all come by the snack bar and get some good Tommy G Texas barbecue. Hats off. So, we can barbecue right now and head down to the infield. Or I guess the snack stand and the grandstand. That does sound pretty good right now, I gotta say.
It does. There you go.
"21 laps to go. Hermas Castro out front, Shootman in second, Barletta, Doucette, and Bostic. You were top 5.
I think the big story here, besides Hermas Castro highline example run, is really the performance by Sean Shootman.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he barely missed out on the round of 8. Here comes the playoff driver, Joey Doucette down pit road. But he barely missed the playoffs by a few points. Bostic's right behind him. And it was so close on points, within 5 or 6 points. And, you know, he's a great driver, been improving all season long. So we'll see what he's able to do for the rest of the season, and shows this great promise and success for next season.
So you've got Doucette, Bostic, Bullard, and David Watts is coming down pit road now. Based on with 20 laps to go, this is a scheduled and pretty much expected pit stop for this crew. We should see a number of drivers come back down this next time by. That was a extended stop for Bostic. He is still in the pit. He may have been caught speeding.
It's not good. Oh, yep. I believe that is the case.
Yep, he is being held in the pits.
Well, that changes everything as we know it for that 22 machine. Here comes Barletta.
Yep, finally off. Bostic served that.
Oh, he slipped through his pit stall.
Definite mistake by Ogden on pit road. Shootman is battling with Barletta off pit road.
It's a very narrow pit road right there. Going off. They're going into turn 1. But on point. 62, 61. People coming down pit road.
Luke Bullard. Jeff Nani is also coming down. Marco Berube is in. William Mann Jr. came out. He held it together and stayed out a little bit longer than, I guess he came in a little bit sooner than he probably had planned for with his earlier pit stop strategy. But Hermas Castro is still out on the track. He and Brad Previtt are the only drivers who have not come in. And here he comes.
Here he comes. If you're Castro, don't make any mistakes. You know you have the car to beat.
He's pretty much got the only spot. He says, worry. Oh, he overshot his pit by a little bit. Had to back up.
Yeah, it's about a second and a half you'll lose. We'll see if that affects him at all. As this race comes down to the line, 17 laps to go.
You know, even with that overshot, that was still a 16-second pit stop. Not terrible. He had a 6-second lead now. Of course, Doucette's about to catch him.
Not quite. 1.1 second is the gap. There he is. There's Doucette. There's Shootman. There's Barletta. They have that leader in sight. Are they going to get there? I don't know. Castro has the freshest tires out of those front 6.
And he's got the 24 right in front of him. Well, he's kind of... I mean, that's going to give him a little bit of clean air. Dives down below the 24. 17 laps to go.
Castro, Doucette, your 2 drivers that have over 7 wins on the season. Top 2 in regular point season standings. Top 2 in the round of 8.
24 dropped out of the way of Doucette. He didn't want to be involved in slowing that driver down at all, just getting out of his way as he pursues Castro, who now has a 1 3/4 second lead, or 1.5 second lead over Doucette.
Hey there, Rick, John. This is Jason from Tech4Troops chiming in. I have to announce the winner, although I think it became obvious once we saw the 54 car with David Watts. I mean, enough said. I think we've covered it. It's fantastic. And of course, he was our winner this week. Yeah, let me get off of the announcement box here in case I upset any of our Aussies when we get down towards the end of the race here. Thanks so much for having me. Have a good rest of the race, guys.
All right, thanks so much. All right, there's your winner of the Tech4Troops paint skirmish. It's David Watts in that 54. He is running a car sponsored by Artistically Radiant Nails, and you can go to artisticallyradiantnails.com. All right. Okay. Back up to the front. Back up to the front. Hermas Castro continues to extend his lead. It's now over 2 seconds over Joey Doucette. Sean Shootman is sitting back there in third. He is just under a second behind Joey Doucette. Harley Barletta behind Sean. Ian Ogden is in fifth. $14 laps to go. Everyone fueled. In fact, the only driver who hadn't is Brad Previtt, and he is on pit road now.
See that car dive to the bottom and then come back up?
That was the 24, I believe, of Zach Allen.
I believe it was. I thought somebody lost it on the front, but obviously didn't. 13 to go. Doucette and Castro, top 2 drivers, now to almost a 3-second lead.
13 laps to go. can see from the track map, the field is spread out pretty good over approximately 3/4 of this 2.5 mile track. If you focus on that 25 car, you'll see that highlighted in that lime green. That 25 is your leader, Hermas Castro, as he enters here in the tunnel turn. So he is coming up on the tail end of the field. That 91, I believe, is Brad Previtt. He's already a lap down. And Ty Bostic is in the 22. He would be the last car on the lead lap. I'm not exactly sure where he is in the field. Let's grab Ty Bostic. Okay, so he's about a half a straightaway away from Hermas Castro right now. So
he is. We'll see what happens on that end. But right now, coming to 10 laps to go. Hermes Castro out front, doing what he does best.
Oh, contact.
Little bit.
Yeah, but that was that Luke Bullard who tagged that safer barrier. Looks like it was probably a really minor tap there, but you know, these guys have gone 70 laps around Pocono. No yellow flags, no time to take a breath, take a breather. They've just been racing hard, pit stops, all at that regular syncopated time, and here we are, 10 laps to go. Kind of walking our way back through the field. There's Joey Doucette. Oh, 37 slammed the wall.
Yep.
Big hit.
Newman.
That's going to leave a mark for sure. Got the 81 of Harley Barletta right there on his tail.
He does. Still, what a great run by that 37 machine, able to.
Yeah, he hung on to it. Looks like it's no worse for wear. He's been able to maintain his same speeds and to keep his difference between the 81 of Barletta. Still, he's not far off the tail of Doucette.
He's not. He's right there, which is the top three. So this is really a battle for second, third, and fourth as this race goes on. Ogden's not anywhere close. Neither is William Mann Jr. or Castro. So this is a battle for the second spot.
Yeah, this is the battle on the field. Of course, the 81 keeps dropping down low. I'm sorry, the 11 keeps dropping down low. We've seen other drivers try that. I'm not sure if that's, you know, you've picked up a lot of momentum. It's still trying to, is he capitalizing on the momentum at that point?
I believe so. I mean, you can do that. It's a little risky, a little late in the run, but we'll see what happens. Seven laps to go now.
Schupman has caught the 11 of Joey Doucette.
They are in a tight battle for second, third, and fourth. Got an AJM sandwich with Sean Shootman right there in the middle.
Trying to find a way to get around that 11. And, of course, not lose his position himself because the 81 is challenging.
There he goes to the bottom side. Gonna have a battle coming off of turn 3. Side-by-side battle. 6 laps to go.
And he gets by. Harley Barletta gets around. Or does he?
Yeah, I think he does.
He does, yep, he does.
100%. So, coming to 5 to go, this time by Owl's Nest Racing, Average Joe Motorsports, Average Joe Motorsports. 2 of the top teams this season, showing what it takes to get done here tonight.
Got the one of Pete Woodrum back there. Pete's not racing for a position, but he's up there up at the front, getting noticed. Just 5 laps to go here at Pocono. We've been green all night. Some great racing by these competitors. And we're watching the primary battle because our leader, the 25 of Hermas Castro, has checked out. He's got nearly a 7-second lead. And now here we are looking at the 81 of Barletta getting around his teammate and is now in second place.
He is. We'll see what Barletta can do. I don't know if he has enough time to run down the leaders, but still, it's a great position to be in for that 81 machine going into the second race of the round of 8. Here comes the 11 back on the inside going out to 1.
Got to be careful there. Some close racing. So we really appreciate you all tuning in tonight to the IWM Broadcast Network, whether you happen to be watching it live here or you catch it later at some other time and you watch us in replay. We're very thankful of you, our viewers. We appreciate you tuning in each and every week to watch the Tech4Troops Cup Series here, and especially now during the playoffs. Next week we will be at Dover and then at Homestead for the next 2 races in this round of 8 until we finish in our finale at Charlotte. I want to thank our sponsors. What's that?
I said it's going to be a fun one. Down in Charlotte.
Absolutely. I want to thank our sponsors, Tech4Troops, also the 1111 Project, U-Haul, and EPI.
Laps to go in tonight's event, and 25 of Castro driving away with this one.
Yeah, we're focused on that second place of Barletta and Doucette. They are not able, even working together, to get any closer to that 25 of Castro. But they have moved the AJM cars, those 2 1111 cars, into P2, P3. I guess that's the best you can expect. Ian Ogden is also part of this group. He is currently in 5th. So AJM, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th for tonight.
Good team effort from that team. You know, they've been strong all season long. Atypical to see them perform in this kind of fashion. Got a block going on between the 11 and the 37 down in the turn 2.
That 11's trying to hold back off the 37, but he may make it around. He does. That
Wow.
37 makes it cleanly around and takes over P3. You know, this is the final lap, folks. 37 gets his way around. Can he hold it? He does.
Yep, looks like Doucette has fallen back a little bit. Now the 37 sets his sights onto the 81 machine of Harley Barletta. Can that 37 finish in P2?
Definitely got the momentum. Yeah, he's.
Can he get it done? Not sure. Hermes Castro just now coming to the line. Gets the win in tonight's race, but here's the battle for second. Can the 37 get there? I don't know.
Nope.
Don't look like he can, but Harley Barletta in second, shooting it in third.
You know, just the fact that he was able to drive off the corner and with a lap to go and get around Joey Doucette and come up to P3, that's great racing. All right. Hermas Castro wins the Tech4Troops Pocono 200 here at the round of 8. Fabulous finish by Hermas. Over 8 seconds between himself and P2.
Wow, and Rick, you know, this is actually a new record breaker for us tonight. This is our first race without one caution at all here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We typically have a few every race, but tonight, no cautions as the 25 brings home the win.
And remember, Hermas Castro started 12th or 13th. So
Yeah,
he was able to drive up through the field.
Able to get it done here tonight.
Absolutely.
That also gives him an automatic lock into the championship 4. You know, he won the first race of the round of 12, and came in and won the first race of the round of 8. You know, I mean, if trends hold true, Charlotte's going to be very, very interesting, especially with him being able to run that high line. So watch out for the 25 at Charlotte. See if we can get the official running order for tonight's race, or finishing order for tonight's race.
All right, there we go.
Yep, Hermes Castro brings home the win with Harley Barletta in second, Sean Shootman in third, Joey Doucette in fourth, Ian Ogden in fifth, William Mann Jr. in sixth, Ty Bostic in seventh, Ryan Pittman rounds out the top 8, Andrew Serwick in ninth, and Marco Berube rounds out your top 10.
In 11th, Luke Bullard. In 12th, Zachary Allen. 13th, Brad Previtt. 14th, Pete Woodrum. 15th is Jeff Nanede. David Watts finishes in 16th. Evan Amick in 17th. In 18th will be Austin Armstrong, and Thomas Thompson will finish the tail end of the field. But our big story, Hermas Castro, second place. Let's see if we can bring Sean Shootman. I know Sean's now in our waiting room. Let's see if we can bring Sean in. Sean, congratulations. That was a heck of a great last lap charge there to get up to P3.
Thank you very much. I need a little redemption from last week.
No, that was awesome. So that's our first race where we ran green flag to flag. All pit stops, just amazing. Great job.
Thank you.
Also, it has been just put out there that you win the highest finishing non-playoff driver award and the IWM Hard Charger award as well.
Fantastic. I worked my butt off.
Well, it definitely shows. Just a fabulous finish.
Thank you.
All right. Well, any sponsors you'd like to, any shout outs tonight?
No, I just want to thank my buddy Ryan for getting me into this league, and I've learned a lot, and he's taught me a lot too. So, just want to give credit where credit's due.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let's see if we can bring in our P2 finisher. That's Harley Barletta. Let's see if we can move him into the broadcast booth. Harley, welcome to the broadcast booth. Congratulations on your P2 finish. Sean's with us as well.
Hey, what's up, gentlemen?
Hey.
Great finish.
Yeah, it was super fun racing Sean there at the end there and getting by Joey. That was cool.
Yeah, no, it was a great. You guys, you're biding your time a bit. I don't think anybody had a whole lot to give out for Mr. Castro tonight, but you guys made it fun. You were the focus of our last 10 or 15 laps, John, right?
Yeah, just about. The battle was very intense. Loved it. Loved seeing that on the track.
Awesome. Good to be in the booth again, gentlemen. It's been a minute.
It has, absolutely. Well, congratulations. Any shout-outs, Harley, for yourself tonight?
Oh, yeah, I got to thank AJM and definitely 1111 Veterans Project. Those guys sponsoring our team and putting money into the league, too. It's really cool stuff. I got to thank Sean for racing me clean there at the end. I didn't know if I was going to hit him or he was going to hit me, and then we both got around Joey. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I overcooked it there when I think turn one. One of the laps.
Yeah, you did. I saw it.
Well, that was a great time. Again, we were saying earlier that was our first race. We've gone, flag to flag, green all the way, and some great green flag racing tonight, and some great green flag stops to watch. Go ahead.
Oh, no, it was awesome to have a green flag run. We haven't had that all season, and it was the best.
Absolutely. So another award tonight, William Mann Jr. wins the second highest finishing non-playoff driver award. Congrats to William Mann. I know he's part of that AJM Keiretsu that you guys have put together.
Yeah, he's just my crazy friend who likes to come hang out, but he's a good driver, too.
And also, we have not seen Mr. Castro. I'm not sure he's going to join us here tonight in the booth, but congratulations to Hermas for his win tonight and also for winning the 1111 Vets Cleanest Driver Award for this evening.
Yeah, that's going to put him in a great spot going into the championship 4. Already has 2 wins in the playoffs, and this just locks him in for the championship finale, Rick. So
I think I've got him. Hang on one second.
Let's do it.
Hermas Castro, congratulations on your finish.
Hey guys. Yeah, thank you for the host and everything. It was a fun race. I just run the high line and just pray there's no caution, because I think the long run is my favorite here in Pocono.
Let me ask you this: how do you run that high line in turn 1? How do you do that? I just blew me away. Rick and I could not stop talking about it.
I usually practice where the other people are not gonna run, where I could just pass easily. Because if I run the bottom, it's gonna be hard to pass, and they're just gonna side draft you on the backstretch and get it back. So I just need that big momentum. I just run the outside, and it works.
Well, it certainly did. We were super impressed by how that move worked, and then it was not so much. I mean, the high line was important, but the drive you got off that high line run on the backstretch was impressive.
Yeah, I just have to stick the throttle and hope I don't hit the wall, because it gets tight. And I want to thank my teammate who doesn't race anymore. He helped me practice the high line, because I hate Pocono. I never ran here, and he showed me the way, and he made me fast, and I like it now. I like Pocono.
Good for you. Well, also congratulations. You are the winner of the 1111 Vets Cleanest Driver Award for tonight as well.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. So there's your winner, Hermas Castro. Any shout-outs, Hermas, for tonight?
Oh, yeah. You guys in the booth, Rick and John, Elliot for hosting, and Michael and the other admins, and my team ONR, I Was Nest Racing, Tech4Troops, the other sponsors that I forgot, and yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, there you have it. That's Hermas Castro coming in as the winner of tonight's Tech4Troops Pocono 200, our first race in this round of 8. Harley Barletta finishing second. Sean Schumann finishing third. Next week, we will be at Dover at the High Banks there. We'll definitely see what these guys have for that Monster Mile. We thank you again for tuning in tonight to our broadcast, and we hope to see you next week here on the IWM Broadcast Network.
Next week, guys.
Good night.